Welcome to Wildly Inspired episode 5. We are just going to play with drippage and negative space today. I'm really inspired by Dina Wakley. Dina Wakley tends not to fill the whole page up with color, which is really hard for me. She tends to have, you know, splashes of color and then lots of negative space or open spaces in her journals. So I'm going to play with that. I'm going to use some dilutions. These are ink sprays from Ranger. They're created by Diane Reevely, who I love. And this is, in fact, a dilutions journal. So I prepared this page with a strip of, whoa, dogs are going crazy. With a strip of masking tape down the center of the seam to protect my book from the sprays. The sprays will go right through the binding in these books. And I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper here just to protect my book with. I've preserved this page because I want to do something with a photograph of the last Wildly Inspired, which was done in my Book of Days journal. Here, I'll show you. In case you missed the last episode, we took a painting that I did that I wasn't thrilled with and reworked it. And I want to photograph it and stick it in my Wildly Inspired journal. So I'll be doing that at some point. So I preserved this spread for that. So this is just scrap paper that I'm sticking in here to prevent the sprays from wrecking the rest of my book. And this is 2 pages glued together. So I glued these 2 pages together and these 2 pages together. This is going to get quite wet with the sprays. So I wanted to make sure that I had a nice solid surface to work on. Now I could gesso over this. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to let this spread be really kind of random looking and messy. And I'm going to start with more masking tape. I like the way masking tape looks in an art journal. There's something kind of, I don't know, weirdly frugal and organic about it. So I'm going to put a few bits of masking tape down. This is just cheap crap that I buy at the hardware store, nothing fancy. I like to tear the edges rather than cut them. The noise you're hearing in the background is a dog having a munch. My dogs were like completely quiet all morning until I sat down to do this. And now they're all, oh, it's time to make noise. It happens. But do you see how the application of the masking tape randomly on the page like this makes the seam make a little more sense? You know, now that this masking tape is down, that masking tape down the seam doesn't look quite so out of place. And this little bit that's over the edge I'm just going to tuck in. And then I'm going to glue down some text as well. If I can find some. This is cray cray. I always have text in this. Oh, here we go. Just purchased from a thrift store. It's just any old book. No need for a particular kind. It's just a textbook. Just a book with text pages in it. And I'm using Liquitex Matte Medium, which is a fluid medium. so it's not as thick as a gel medium. I use gel medium for gluing down thicker, more difficult to adhere things, and I use fluid medium for thinner papers like this. Now I'm going to put a layer of the medium all over this spread, because what I want is for the medium to kind of grab and hold the sprays. So I'll be spraying into this while it's wet, and then what happens is it kind of renders your sprays a little bit water resistant. Not waterproof, and you're still going to get some smearing, but it does help your sprays stay put. Hello, Maya. So while it's wet, spray and run. And I think one more spray. I have a white, spray from Dilutions. It's the Picket Fence. Just spraying that right into the center of what I've already sprayed, kind of toning that down a little bit. And then to get the particular kind of drip that I like, I'm just going to bang the book. And that creates kind of a messy drip that really makes me excited. So I'm going to let that sit there like that and dry. I'm not going to move it here. I'll let you see. This is what we're dealing with, and I'm going to let that dry. And I will be back. Okay, this is mostly dry, and I pulled a few things out of my drawer full of ephemera that I never use in my normal course of art journaling. So one of the intentions behind this series is to use my stash, because what's it good for if I don't use it? So these really work for me in terms of the I think I'll use, yeah, like that. These work for me in terms of the color scheme, but I also really like this, kind of here-ish, and I like this as well. So what I'm thinking is these in one corner, or maybe, yeah, cover up that number 467 there. I don't really, that doesn't mean anything to me, so I'll cover that up like that. And then maybe I won't use the, maybe only one. I really like this though. The only thing is that I don't really know like where it would go. Let me see here. I could do 3 up in this corner, or maybe down in this corner. That would make sense. Then 1 in this little area here. I think I'll leave the little leaf or feather out of it for now. And then, no, I'm not really feeling those. I'm already starting to like overcomplicate matters, like as I do. I'm starting to like really fill this up when my intention is to do something really simple. Here, I love this. These are masking stickers, so they're essentially like masking tape shaped stickers. Care Schmidt sent me these. These are circles. Ooh, circles. These are scrumptious. I like this blue and white with the blue and white in the piece itself. Very adhesive, these. Very sticky. Love that. And then this. Normally I would glue this kind of thing down, but this is really adhesive, this tape. So I'm good to just do that and throw the tape down on it. Working the edges on that one. Isn't that pretty? All right, that works for me. And then to get this little flower, all these flowers down, I'm going to use my Beacon 2-in-1, which is just a quick dry adhesive. And I'm really going to press that down. There, that's going to stay put. Tucking that in a little bit. You have some wiggle room as far as time is concerned with this glue, but not too much, so be aware of that if you're using it. Oh, you know what? Oops, I kind of want this one here. That one there, and this one here. There we go. That works for me. And then I have these stickers from Tim Holtz. They're word stickers. I'm going to see if any of these kind of work. See if I can build a sentence. I think I want to build it here. So this is almost like creating a found poem. And then again, I have this set that I bought from Scarlet Line that I've never used. Oh yeah, how pretty is that? This one here, which is just a beautiful kind of border. I shabified that edge. It didn't really show up very well, but it shabified that edge, and I'm happy with that. It's good enough for me. It'll show up much better over here, as you can see. Again, we got shabby, but not exactly a clean image, but I'm okay with that. There's something about just that bit of black back there that's happy making. And then like that. Okay, I need to decide now if this needs more. It seemed like it took like no time at all, and it's, you know, kind of a done deal. What else do I want? I think I'm going to put a little bit of this beacon under here. This tape on this edge didn't quite stick. So that's all it'll take, just that little bit, and it will definitely stick now. Guys. I mean, so easy, right? This took like no time at all. I stuck some spray on there and put down some ephemera and did a little bit of stamping and threw down some stickers, and I don't know. It makes sense to me too. I know exactly what I'm talking about, which is what matters. I'm just going to do a quick layer of gel medium on these stickers because I do want them to stay. Now if the, no, see, the sprays aren't really activating because they were sprayed into kind of a heavy layer of matte medium. So they're not activating, which is lovely. That was my intention. And then I think maybe some stickles. I never use these. Again, I'm trying to use the stuff that I wouldn't normally use. I think I need to make a bigger opening there or something. So little dots of stickle. seem appropriate. Like so, and then I think along here. And a little bit down here. And you'll want this to be completely dry before you close the book. And they do take a little while to dry, these stickles. One more thing, I think. Does that dry yet? Whoops. See what I just did there? I just ran my finger in my dots, so I'm gonna have to like adapt. So I'm just gonna spread that out like that. And then I don't want 2 incidences of dots, I want 3 because I'm a geek that way. Gotta have 3. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Odd numbers. I'm all about the odd numbers. 9 being my favorite. I'm going to grab an alcohol marker in blue. And just change the little, whatever these are, pistils, with a little dab of blue alcohol marker. That will dry and it'll stay put. Tone that down a little bit. I want to put a word along here. So I have my alphabet collection here. I don't know what I'd do without it. I really love using alphabet stamps. I try to keep them as organized as possible. Can you see that? Isn't that awesome? I think I'm just going to keep it really simple for this edition. And put the word create right here. Proof positive that it doesn't always have to be complicated. I often complicate things. It's one of my least favorite character traits. So I've grabbed a Uniball angelic color, These are just a fine line version of the, you know, the broad uniball that we're all familiar with. And I'm just going to do some journaling right here. Now that does not need to be legible, that little bit of writing, but it says I'm never happier than when I'm flinging paint and glitter, and that is so true. And then I'm just going to put a little scribble down the side, scribble there. It's not really visible, but that's okay. And then the same here. I like these little scribbles. They mean absolutely nothing, but I like the way they look. And here. And then one more little detail, and then I'm done. One more little detail. I'm going to put the word art up in here, because this corner up here was looking a little bare to me and wanted a little something. And then I bought this stamp and haven't used it yet. It's my initial. It's just an E, a big E. And I feel like that belongs in here. And the reason that it was on sale, I think, is because it's on backwards. So you've got to be really careful how you're using it. See, it looks like I'm putting it on backwards, but I'm not. There we go. And then there's another one here that I really like. It's one of my personal symbols. This is a fleur-de-lis. I'm half English, half French, with a little bit of a bunch of other things thrown in, like Métis and Portuguese, but mostly French and English. But the French side of me kind of wins out over the English. A lot of the time. So that is a symbol of my French side. And then this is a symbol of my English side, but it's also a symbol of my personal sovereignty. And I really love working with symbols like this. I love finding symbols that express my innards. And it's okay that it's not really popping. It's just a little bit of darkness on an otherwise fairly light page. And then this is a symbol of my soul. The feather is a symbol of my soul. So that can go in right up here. And then this is like a little autobiography. Perfect. There's my autobiography on a page. This is me on a page. That was fun, totally fun, and didn't have to be complicated at all. I got this, I can't remember where, I think from Scarlet Lime. This is a Dear Lizzie, and it has all of these little sayings. It's very much like the Smash one that I have. So I'm going to use number 3, which is celebrating. And then change the date. say celebrating? I think this might be labeled wrong. Or maybe that's a 5. No. So today is the 5th. So you guys will be getting this on the 12th. So let's see what this actually says, shall we? No, we don't want photographed on. There we go. How bizarre. Yeah, it's definitely mislabeled. Okay, you guys will be getting this on February 12th. So I date these for the date that you're actually going to get it, because that makes more sense to me. And that's it for Wildly Inspired episode 5. I hope you join me on the blog where I tell you about all the supplies I used, although please forgive me, I never remember names of products. For example, I will say a rubber stamp. I will probably not say these rubber stamps. I will say, you know, paper flowers. I will probably not say Patalo Premier paper flowers. One of the reasons that I'm not into that is I'm not a store. I'm not selling you product here. That's not my intention. When I say, you know, die cuts, use a die cut that you already have. I don't want you to run out and have to purchase anything to do Wildly Inspired. I want you to use what's in your stash. So don't expect me to mention particular product or brand. I'm not into that at all. It's not my thing. The only thing that I'll say again and again and again is that I love golden paint. Golden paints are my favorite. And I'm pretty into Dilutions sprays. But other than that, I don't really talk a whole lot about product. It's not really my thing. That spot there was looking a little lonely. And there we have it. Yay! This made me ridiculously happy. I very much enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week.